For real live, it feels pretty good to be alive. How are you, Anthony?
What's the difference between alive and fake alive?
I don't know. Stay tuned.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality.
Everybody, welcome to No Vacancy Live. I forgot to take that off and put that on. I'm Glenn. He's Anthony Melchiori. So great to see you. How are you?
I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh, gosh. What?
I've noticed some videos that you've been doing, and the intro to your videos are very well done and professional.
Yeah.
But when you went to do our video for No Vacancy Live, it was a bunch of shit, and then you haven't edited or changed it at all.
No, because I haven't had time.
But you have time to do the other. You have time to do the other.
Honestly, no. I mean, I did that one segment, which was a couple of months ago. I actually put that together. It's like 3 or 4 seconds or something like that. But all the videos that I did at NYU, none of them had an intro. I just went straight into it. I'm experimenting with
your
that.
intro for Friday night's audit is very nice.
I did not do the Friday night audit intros. I had nothing to do with that.
Who did it?
I would love to thank Tom over at the PM shift for doing the countdown stuff for us, and Craig's producer Danny is the one who did the opening credits for
so
that.
Tom and Danny, get on it for No Vacancy Live. Let's go.
Yeah. Let me reach out to Tom and them and Danny. They're awesome. We definitely need help in there. One thing we don't need help with is getting back to Las Vegas. I know you're taking a trip to Canada, but we're going to be at the hospitality show in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, June 27th through 29th. I'm very excited. You're going to be doing a big thing for the general managers. I got a speaking session over there, so it should be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, we're doing a book. We're doing a book signing.
Oh, yeah.
High Tech. I'm doing a book signing at High Tech on Monday at 12 o'clock, and I will be at. I'm going to tell you exactly where I'm going to be in just 1 second, but I will be doing that book signing, and then I will be headed to Vegas. And before I announce that, so I'll be at booth 1945. Expod Digital will be hosting me. So I will be, actually Tuesday at 12 o'clock on 27th, I will be in Toronto.
Yeah, awesome. That'll be a lot of fun.
Monday is my speaking gig with Shannon there. And then Tuesday night, we're going to Vegas.
Yep.
And let me ask you a question.
Yep.
You know the secret, but if I said the announcement I'm going to make in Vegas on the main stage in front of those thousands of people, would you say it's a pretty big announcement?
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty big announcement.
Would you say it could change the direction of the hospitality industry and the biggest challenge we have about finding employees big?
Well, it definitely will either way. Proof is in the pudding, though. We'll find out.
I'm going to show you a clip of the pudding this afternoon.
I know. I can't wait to see it. So
we're making a big announcement at the hospitality show, and I'm very, 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 very excited to finally thank all the people that have supported me, including my friend, Mr. Hausman.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. And also, if you're in Las Vegas next week and you're staying through the weekend, Friday at 2, we're doing a live Friday night audit from Flanker Kitchen and Sports Bar at Mandalay Bay. Just opened up, brand new entry from the good folks over at Carver Steak. All right, Anthony, let's get into the actual show today.
One more announcement. If you're in Vegas, the World Series of Poker is in town, and they have small buy-ins, like $200-$300. So if you see me at the table, just wave.
All right, that's a good idea. Don't say hello, just wave. Wait until after. He's got to get his game on when he's in Vegas. All right. So what I really like about today's topic is we're going to go in an interesting, different direction. Number one, we're going to talk a little bit about net zero hotels and their emergence, but we're also going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Tibet. And in fact, our whole conversation is going to be focused on that particular region of the world. And it's really cool, Anthony, because I've never spoken about that region before on air. So let's welcome to the show Miss Florence Li. She's with Songtsam, and she's the International Director of Sales and Marketing. They have a collection of 15 hotels, soon to be 16 with the aforementioned Net Zero Hotel. Welcome, Florence.
Thank you.
So, Florence, you're in Tibet, right?
No, I'm in New York right now.
Oh, okay. You're in New York. It's close. You get the same kind of zen and peace in New York, right?
Yeah, kind of inner peace, yes.
It's funny because before we went on air, we were just talking about what different culture shock it is coming. You were living in Shanghai and you came to here. What a big difference it is, and I can imagine for New Yorkers like us, he's from Brooklyn over there. I'm from Long Island. Taking us to over there would be pretty interesting. I wonder if it'd be kind of like when George Harrison went to India. Do you think it would be like that for us, Anthony?
I think a little less dramatic.
Yeah, probably. So share with us a little bit about the company to set the stage for people so they understand. Now, Tibet, what I really like about it is it's such a wonderful culture, and it seems everyone there seems to live their lives in a very, very different way than we do here in the United States, and particularly New York. And for me, I'd like to go there because I think it would open my eyes up to a completely different way of having this human experience.
Right, absolutely. So I represent Songtsam. Songtsam is Tibetan, it means paradise. So we are a collection of luxury boutique hotels in Yunnan province and also in Tibet of China. So till today, we have 15 hotel properties in operation, and also we own a destination management company. So basically, we provide all-inclusive travel packages in the whole region of Tibet and also northwestern part of Yunnan, which is Shangri-La. So actually, we are originally from Shangri-La. The name of the place is named Shangri-La. And the people who live there, they really, like you said, they refrain from, sufferings, and they believe in, the life value to support others, which can make them happy. And the life pace is much slower there, to New York. And basically, within 15 hotel properties, we have 3 collections. We have boutique lodges. Most of the lodges are in very remote destinations in Tibet and Yunnan, in villages. It's difficult to access. And we have retreats, which are more like resorts, bigger with more facilities like swimming pool, spa. We provide more wellness-related program there. Some are very unique, like a Himalayan style of treatment, and Tibetan medicine bath, Tibetan acupuncture, Tibetan, meditation program. So it's focused on wellness. And also we launched a glamping hotel recently. Right now we have 2 glamping sites, one in Yubong village in Yunnan, close to Meili Snow Mountain. The other one is in eastern Tibet, in Ningchi. It's purely untouched, untamed region, and you can fly to a small airport there from Chengdu or Guangzhou or Shanghai. So it's
that's pretty cool. Anthony, I know you want to jump in there.
Yeah, so you're reading my mind. So 2 things, or actually maybe 3 things. One, if I was to get on a plane to JFK and I wanted to go to one of your hotels, how long would it take me? How many flights would I have to get on? That's number 1. Number 2, how do you market?
I think JetBlue flies right there, don't they?
To such a unique...
Maybe Southwest does.
Okay, how about you just be quiet for a second? How do you market to such a unique destination? And also, what kind of market segmentation are you looking at as far as... I would imagine that getting a person to go to Tibet to go to these kind of locations is a very specific market segment. So first, how long it take me to get there from JFK?
From JFK, you have to transfer twice. So you can take a direct flight from JFK to Hong Kong or Shanghai or Beijing, and then you transfer from Hong Kong to Kunming. And then from Kunming to Lijiang or Shangri-La, there is direct flight. Or you
How long is that process?
Sorry?
How long is that process?
I think it's around 20 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have to stop twice. Yeah.
So how do you go about the market segmentation and the marketing plan to get people from North America to such a just unique location and really kind of a once in a lifetime, life-changing experience? How do you go about marketing to that customer?
I mean, you're absolutely right about it. What we offering is, once in a lifetime experience and a transformative experience. So the activities that we could provide in each destination is more like soft adventures. Some of them are culture oriented. If the traveler, they want to know more about the local indigenous culture, we can do that. We can curate some, handicraft experience or, monastery visit for this particular, client. Or if they want to do more, adventurous things like,
Right.
the rafting or zip line or, hiking, that we can also do. So basically, we cater to clients who are looking for soft, adventurous travel, culture-oriented in Tibet region and also in Yunnan area. Yeah.
I love what you're saying. Soft adventure travel. That's really interesting.
What does that mean?
It's not hardcore adventures,
Right.
Yeah,
It's pretty safe, and then you get back to your nice hotel. At the end of the day.
like you don't need to go for hiking for 7 or 8 hours and come back and stay in a a hostel or local 3-star hotel. So what we offer is a luxury hotel accommodation, and we provide a vehicle. We have a fleet of Land Rovers. We're in alliance of Land Rovers, and the hiking that we generally recommend is 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's
I can imagine working with high-profile travel agents is a big part of your marketing. How important are those travel agents? I just had a friend who has a pretty high net worth, and he was talking to his travel agent, and he said, I want to do something different with my wife that I haven't done before.
Right.
And he said, how about Morocco? And so he just came back from a 3-week trip or 2-week trip to Morocco, and he said it changed his life. So he's a guy that kind of, as I say, bought it, sold it, invented it. But he wanted a different experience, and he got it. So I'd imagine direct sale through the high-end travel agents is a big part of the marketing plan. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So as a matter of fact, one of our property is a virtuoso supplier. And actually every August we go to the travel show in Las Vegas with Virtuoso. So we have a lot of distribution channel via Virtuoso agencies.
Yeah, they're obviously the big player in the industry, and that's a really big show. And if you want to invite us to Vegas to do another podcast, we go to Vegas for envelope openings.
It's true. I've got an exciting one coming up next month. I hear it's not a number 10 envelope, so it's gonna.
Yeah, it's funny. People are like, so we're having an event in Vegas. Yep. What's your rate? Yep.
Yeah. What's the date again?
When do you want to leave? Yep.
Sorry, I'm running to the airport. Yeah. So, Florence, this is a totally unique situation for you, but you're a preferred supplier, like you said, with Virtuoso. So, what is it that today's traveler is looking for? And I'm going to cheat a little bit and say that one of the things that we've noticed over the last 10 years is that whole idea of bragging rights, doing something others haven't done, being to new destinations. Are you finding that you're getting a lot of those people who have been everywhere and now want to try something wholly different that others have not?
Well, it's only one of the factor, but actually most of our guests, they're like, in their 40s or 50s or 60s. Right. And especially post COVID era, our clients are looking for, get away from city and wellness related, program. And also they want to do some contribution to local community. So they tend to find travel plans like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is it in your neck of the woods, as they say, with employees and finding qualified people at such a high level of hospitality?
Right. So we have been running for over 23 years till today, and we have around 1,000 employee, and 92% are actually from local village. For example, like we have a small lodge in Tacheng in Yunnan. There are around 25 employees, and till today, 100% of them are from that particular village, which is a very remote destination. We basically provide a very good training for them, including housekeeping, front office, F&B, kitchen, and to make sure that after several years they can actually take over the previous staff from the headquarters. And even for the hotel manager, she is from that village. She was not highly educated before, but till today she can actually manage the hotel in a very good way and communicate with guests from all
Do
over.
you have any Americans working for you?
Not
You're trying to get a job, Anthony.
Yeah. Do you have anybody from Brooklyn?
Why not?
Could you imagine going to one of those resorts, especially a glamping one, and I check you in? Hey, what's up?
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm from the village. I was born here.
Yeah. So, but what's amazing is that through your hotels and tourism, you're really able to transform a lot of families' lives here by, giving them careers where they might not have otherwise had any economic opportunity. I think that's pretty amazing as well, is a fundamental part of your business.
Absolutely. So this is a kind of our mission now that we do sustainable travel. We provide job opportunities, like you said, for villagers in remote destinations. Also, we actually every year 5% of our total revenue goes to local village to support their economic development. And we tend to preserve the indigenous culture in different destinations through creating different kind of cultural experience for the guests. For example, there is a small village close to Shangri-La called Nishi. It used to be famous for black pottery making, but young people in those villages, they don't want to learn it because they always want to go to bigger cities to find better opportunities. So it was nearly extincted. And we kind of created special black pottery making immersive program for our clients. And after that, this particular heritage was preserved in a good way. And every year we contribute around 2 million RMB to that village through this experience. So it's sustainable travel.
So switching gears a little bit, if I may, Glenn.
I was going to do the same thing. Let's see what your gear takes us.
How did you get into the hospitality industry? How did you get into the hospitality industry?
You're asking me, right?
Yeah, I know how Glenn got into it.
No, I thought you were asking Glenn.
No, accidentally. I made a left when I should have made a right, and
I was born in this family, and Songtsam is actually our family business. So I went to school in Switzerland to study hotel management. So my life.
Where did you go to Lucerne?
No, in Montreux.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So your company is a family business, and you started. What was your first job in the business?
My first job in the business was like I did intern in sales and marketing, and also in different departments in the hotel, Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to know is how do you go about building the first zero carbon hotel in that region, opening in July, the Songtsam Linka Retreat Lake Basangso, or however you're supposed to pronounce it, if you could say it the proper way.
Right. It's Songtsam Linka Retreat Basangso. Basangso, it's Tibetan, Literally, it means green lake. Tall is lake. Basong is green, because the location of this property is close to the largest natural lake in southern Tibet. The color of the lake is in green color. It's going to be one of our largest property with 120 rooms, lake view, and we are in strategic partnership with Schneider and Siemens, and we implemented energy saving system to make sure that it's going to be a carbon neutral hotel. Yeah.
So what other things do you have in place, and how do you actually make it carbon neutral?
Yeah. So Schneider and Siemens, they provide some consultation, and we implemented energy saving system. So it's going to be solar power.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the technique.
Yeah.
So Glenn, stop asking hard questions.
Sorry, I'm just
No,
excited.
no, it's really, trust me. I've been involved in lead hotels, and it's complicated. It's complicated. It's expensive. It takes a long time, and it takes a real commitment from ownership to do that. And I think you're leading the way, because I think by 2050 everybody's going to be carbon neutral. Glenn is right now. He's neutral.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I know. I'm actually not made of carbon, so carbon neutral.
You're not.
Oh,
So all right. So before we end, I have another question that just popped in my little crazy brain.
yep.
You live in Manhattan. You told me kind of where you're located. So you're surrounded by beautiful hotels. What's your favorite New York City hotel? I think I'm going to guess. I'm going to text it to Glenn.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, go for it, and I'll see if he's correct, and I will verify on my end.
Go ahead. What's your favorite hotel?
Me personally, I like the Carlisle. It's a Rosewood hotel, and they have a very nice bar there. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
All right, I lose.
you lose. Wah, wah. But
I
she's
thought you were gonna
right.
say the Baccarat.
They do have a very nice bar there. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Baccarat or the Mandarin.
Oh no, I prefer. I'm old school.
You're old school. So you like the Mark right across the street from the Carlisle?
Oh, sorry.
The Mark Hotel. Are you familiar with the Mark Hotel?
Oh yeah, I heard about it, but not.
It's literally right across the street from the Carlisle.
Okay, I'll go check it out.
Yeah. It's much smaller, and it's kind of one of those hotels. It's like the Pierre in New York. You don't know unless your grandmother tells you, because she went there when she was a little girl, and the family's got generational wealth. Those are those kind of hotels.
Okay, so I'll go and check it out. Thank you for the recommendation.
My daughter worked at the Mark Hotel in the VIP office, and she got a major introduction into that type of level of hospitality. But anyway, yes, Glenn, ask a more relevant question.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be wrapping up in a second, but before we do, how important is it for folks getting into wellness when you're thinking about your properties over there? Is that the theme for really what everybody is going for in addition to the other stuff, or are you finding some people still want to have their same old habits?
Well, I think it's essential, especially for people who live in big city, that they tend to get away from hustle and bustle, because people are suffering from depression and anxiety, or most of them. So it's a very good way to actually detox yourself from everything in your daily life, that you can actually find inner peace through meditation program, through our treatment, and it's just a very good medium. Yeah.
I'd like to see how people can relax and go from where we are in this United States, New York-y kind of way to get into that state of mind. I find it hard to quiet my brain. Anthony?
I think it's like jumping in the water, right? It's like jumping into really cold water. You hang out there for a few minutes and it just becomes normal. Yeah. And I know as I get older, I practice a lot of not so much meditation, but quiet time and really spirituality. And it's not that hard. It's a commitment. I was having lunch yesterday. I was in a business meeting, and I was after the business meeting. I was by myself before I headed back to New York, and there was a father and son. He looked like he was on business. He brought his son, and they were having lunch. And the father was kind of looking around, and the son was like this. And that just takes effort. That just put the phone down, leave it in the room. Let's talk about a subject, and let's start there. And so I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's that hard, but you have to immerse yourself in it. What do you think?
I think once you landed, in that particular environment, you will naturally, get connected to the nature.
Right.
Because when you see snow mountains, when you see lakes, you have a kind of natural feeling that you are attached and connect to it, and then naturally the peace will come in you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially,
I will say I have some experience with this. I try to do tech-free days, and when we went to Hawaii last summer, like that first day, I was so nervous about giving up my phone. What am I going to miss? But as soon as I got my head straight and I was able to look at the ocean, I didn't want to pick up my phone. I didn't even want to see it. I didn't want to know it existed anymore. So I think it's one of those things that people in our society think is going to be difficult to get rid of, but our natural state is such that we don't want those things in our lives. And once it's out of the way, I think we are much easier able to attain that life without having those phones. I just wish we weren't so dependent on them.
Yeah. I feel bad for people your age because you don't know what it's like not to have technology. Glenn and I, Glenn's much older than I am, but Glenn and I, we know what it's like to have technology and what it's like not to have technology. And, there was something on TikTok that said there was this video of like what it's like to be a 1980s kid. Yeah. And it's like like back in the day, it's like if you stayed inside, you were the weird kid. Only weird kids stayed inside. People like,
so true.
People like Glenn. No. Only now it's like if you're out on the street. I've been living here in this neighborhood for 20 years. There's kids that play basketball on the street, but very rarely do you see kids in the street anymore. Whereas when we were growing up, your mother would say, be home before, when the lights go on in the street. And, they don't know where you are. You could be in, 3 states over. They have no idea.
Yeah. You also missed out on very, very long phone cords. But so other than that, I don't think much happened in the 80s. Oh, we also had to get up and turn channels, our 3 channels.
What's interesting, not to go off on a tangent, but it made you responsible because if you had to be home at 5 o'clock, you didn't have your mother pinging you on the phone going, hey, it's almost 5 o'clock, get home. It's like if you didn't get home at 5 o'clock, at least me, I got a school of pasta in the head. You know what that is? That's the thing you drain pasta with.
Goodness. Florence, thank you so much for being here. How could we learn more about your company and the vacation opportunities you offer?
Right. We have an official website. It's www.songtsam.com. Yeah, please go visit this website and you can learn more about us. Yeah, you see amazing videos and amazing introductions. Yeah.
Now, and you know what Florence is going to do now? She's going to go have a glass of wine and say, why the hell did I go on that podcast?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to check out the Mark Hotel.
All right, Florence, thank you for dealing with us. We really appreciate you. That was awesome.
We appreciate you so much. We just clicked you out so quick.
No, I mean, she's there. She's laughing. She's still there. Come on. All right, now I'll say goodbye, and you will go in 3, 2, 1. All right. Was that gentle? Was that good enough for you?
Yeah, you know what? I really believe, like when you're thinking about going on a transformational vacation, there's so much anger in the world, not only in this country, but everywhere. And everybody is asking, everyone else to kind of calm down but we all need to just get peace with ourselves. And if we get peace with ourselves and we're not being toxic, then the level of toxicity and level of anger will come down around you. And, it's like if you're on a treadmill going 100 miles an hour, then you're on a treadmill going 100 miles an hour. If you put it on 1 mile an hour, it's going to go 1 mile an hour. Yep. So your day and what you put into the world is what comes back at you, and as I get older, I just literally, I just don't engage. I don't engage
Yep.
in almost anything.
You got that right. Listen, and you all know out there, I've been preaching over the last number of years. You just got to put the love out in the universe. And the more positivity you could put out there, the more I really think it comes back to you in much higher degrees. So just be a fountain of positivity, and it will help you make those changes and find that peace.
You know, it was interesting. I was doing, I think I've told you a couple times, I did this creative index or predictive index.
Yeah.
I work with Colin out of Boston, so I'm working with them, and they asked me to do one because I'm helping them with something. And there's a moment, they have this circle, and I don't really know how to explain it, but it basically takes your work life, your home life, and your work life, and it charts it out. And if your work life is here and your home life is here, that means it takes you a lot to transfer over to your work life from home life and home life to work life. So that's exhausting, right? If your circle and your star basically meet in the middle, that means you are who you are at home and you are at work. So if you're not aligned and you're kind of putting out there in the world this, other person, it's exhausting, and you just can't be authentic.
Yeah.
You know, and people need to really just stop. Like right now, with everything's in the news, and whether it be the Trump thing or the Biden thing and the Hunter Biden thing, it's like I look at the paper and I slap myself in the head. It's like, why did I even look down when I was walking out of the grocery store to see the headlines? Like it just takes up too much energy in my head.
For sure. I'd rather focus on what I'm doing after this is making a good fried chicken meal with my kids later. They want to make fried chicken. So that's good. But tomorrow, Anthony.
You're wonderful.
Tomorrow, we are going to be broadcasting live from the TWA Hotel in JFK. So give us 3 or 4 years. We will get these things done. We're finally broadcasting from there. We've got the CEO of MCR, the ownership group, Tyler Morse there. If you guys are in the hospitality industry, you need to know who he is, and chances are you already do. So you won't want to miss that one.
And I will just say, Glenn has worked really, really hard on this. So, Glenn, now that you conquered this, right, and hopefully we'll be there tomorrow and it works out, you still haven't conquered the one other thing that you've been working on for like now 15 years.
What is that? What am I working on?
You're after one guest that who's been elusive.
I don't know. Which one are you talking about? Because there's some more.
The company he's president of starts with an H.
Are you talking about Chris Nassetta?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't. Every time I see him, I can't tell him he needs to be on because that's getting tired already. So I got to think of a different tactic. So how about you all out there send him a note saying you'd love to hear him on the No Vacancy podcast with Anthony and myself. How's that?
Just at the next convention, just put a picture of his face on a T-shirt and just walk around, and he'll get the hint.
I love that idea. And
or change your name to Chris Nassetta.
That's really
and then you've been on your show, and then you accomplished your goal.
That's right. I love it. And one other goal I'd like to accomplish is making sure if all of you are watching us, why not download the podcast? Find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you get your shows. And if you are listening to us, thank you for that. Why not take a look at our faces? You can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, all shows are at novacancynews.com. Thanks for being here, everybody. Remember, you've got one life, so blaze on and
be kind to yourself.
See you tomorrow from the TWA Hotel. Glorious 60s. Yeah, baby.